All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Biz with D. And, of course, I had to have one of my industry friends come on. His name is Silent, and he has an amazing blog site called TrueExclusives.com. If you guys haven't checked it out, please check it out right now as you're listening to this interview. And he's also known for his work that he does for Brandy. If you all don't know who Brandy is, please, 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 please kill yourself. But buy that 211 album and find out at the same time. But welcome to the show, Silent. How you doing today?
We don't want people to kill themselves, but thanks for the introduction. What's up?
Well, something. How do they not know who Brandy is? There are some people that don't. That's the thing that kills me, though.
I feel you.
So it needs to be the vice versa. You know what I'm saying? They need, instead of killing me, it needs to kill them that they don't know. That's why. That's it. But thank you for coming on the show this evening. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So tell the listeners who may not know who you are, tell them a little bit about you.
Well, I'm Silent, and I run a blog called TrueExclusive.com, which is basically, I don't want to say like your normal blog, but, you know, we report on entertainment news, but we kind of focus more on the exclusivity of it and bring more of the exclusive side on the news and interviews and covering events, you know, and things of that nature. I'm also currently working with Brandy. I do her social media, and, you know, I'm documenting a lot of her appearances and just a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. So that's exciting. And, you know, I have some other stuff going on, but I don't want to get too much.
I'm not even going to allow you to do it. And I told you, don't.
Okay.
I'll stop you before you do. But that's what's up. My whole thing is I didn't know what you did for Brandy exactly. I didn't know you were doing. I knew you did, you know, you recorded her performances and stuff like that. But I didn't know you handled some of the social media as well. Social media.
Yeah.
Talk. Wow. It looks great.
Appreciate that.
Looks great. So what inspired you to do the blog?
Well, honestly, that just came about because as a teenager, I was going around the city, particularly TRL, and, you know, I was one of the kids out there, out the window, waving up at the window. And we would me and my friends would wait for some of the celebs outside and just kind of have my disposable camera, just take pictures and things like that. And after a while, you know, my family would be like, yo, you got some hot pictures. You should try to sell these. And at some point, I remember one day we were on a bus or something, me and my friends, and we was like, yo, we should just start a site. We keep seeing all these celebrities. We should do a magazine or something. And we literally the next week, we just started asking around for interviews, and it just kind of started like that. And, you know, it didn't work out with me and my friends, and I branched off on my own because I was kind of taking it a little bit more serious than everybody. And that was really the beginning of TrueExclusive.com. So I'm excited to be where I'm at right now and see the growth, and you know, I'm still growing and learning every day. But yeah, that's really how it started.
Nice. And I definitely see the growth because you probably don't remember me from when I tell you that we had connected before, but when you had first got started, I had been, you know, a fan of the blog and stuff like that, and, you know, checking out your different interviews and the events that you covered. I was like, wow, this is really awesome that people are actually really doing these things, but doing it in a certain way where it is exclusive. Because a lot of people do interviews, they ask the same repetitive questions, and they're like, well, how is it doing this? And blah, 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 blah. Yes, we all get those questions. We already know by now. But with your interviews, they're very different. You ask the questions that people don't generally ask. That's what I noticed about, you know, your interviews.
That's dope. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Then the footage as well. The shooting, you've got mad talent when it comes to the videography and the photographing too.
Thank you.
Now, how long have you been doing that?
The photography, I kind of started, like I was saying, with my disposable camera, and eventually I got a professional camera. So I'd say about roughly 3 to 4 years, 3 years maybe with the professional camera, but before that I was always snapping. And the videography, I tweeted this the other day, like, it's funny how what you don't set out to do, you end up doing.
Right.
I never really intended to be a videographer. Like, I never thought I would be filming stuff, and it just kind of happened, and that's where I'm at right now, and it's dope.
I can definitely relate, and that's what's up, because I used to do artist promoted and stuff like that before I decided that, okay, I'm going to revert back to what I really know well, and that's, doing interviews and being the artist that I am. I was like, oh, I didn't know I was promoting other artists. I was like, wow, I can really use these ideas for myself, and I immediately had to stop. But I did what you're saying. It's so true. Let's talk about a little bit about you and Brandy, how you guys met, because I don't know it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that follow you on Twitter that don't exactly know how you guys connected. So let's talk about that a little bit.
It's kind of a long story, but to make it short, there's something in New York called TV Week where all the networks come out and present their new shows and old shows that got renewed. And she came with that. She came with them for with the cast of Moesha. This was years ago. Wow. Mm-hmm. And I met her in front of her hotel because, everybody just hangs around the hotels outside and getting pictures and whatnot. So we met then. That was the first time. And ever since then, I just kind of started seeing her, a lot of her New York appearances. And we just kind of exchanged numbers one day. And from then on, it just kind of grew. It wasn't like a planned thing, or it wasn't like, it was a process. And of course, that's understandable because she was at the top of her game at that point. She was like the it girl. So it took a while, but eventually we got really cool. I mean, we lost contact a few times, and it seemed like we always would reconnect somehow, some way. And eventually we just became really, really good friends. I think as we got older, that's when the friendship got tighter.
Right.
And now, that's my peoples.
I see. I mean, I can definitely see that y'all are like peoples and stuff like that. I mean, the event that you had, the relaunch, I'm so mad that I'm 19. That I missed out on that. I so am, but you know what? I only got like a year and some months, so
you good.
Next time you have an event like that, trust and believe I'll be there. Shoot, even I gotta do a fake ID or something. But even with just the pictures I've seen from the event and just previous pictures, like you can definitely tell that there's a loyal, genuine friendship there. A lot of times you can see where it's like, oh, this isn't real. Like this is. You can see within the picture. Look at their faces when the angling at the camera. It's like how things are being a photographer.
Right.
What genuine, what doesn't, and you see that, but it's all genuine. There's nothing faking. I dig it. I think it's the coolest thing that you guys have that relationship that you both do.
Thanks. I do too, and I like how you said it looks loyal and genuine. Because for me, the key word is loyalty.
Right.
I kind of take pride in being loyal with anybody I'm friends with or anybody I support or whatever the case may be. So I'm glad that transpires through a photo or video or whatever, because that's really what it is right there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it has to be on, because if it's not, people are not going to believe it. Then you're like, oh, this isn't it.
I feel you. I agree.
So you just had a relaunch party for True Exclusives, like I had mentioned last week, and you were mad busy between that and all this stuff with Brandy. You know, how did all the events turn out before we particularly talk about your event?
The events, I mean, that was such a crazy week for me. Like, I don't know what made me decide to do a relaunch party event during the week of album release. But I did, and I definitely had to, I don't want to say suffer the consequences, but I definitely had to work hard that weekend.
Right.
But it was really dope. That was the first time I was ever fully 100% a part of an album release week for Brandy. You know, like, I've always supported it or whatever, but to be on the team and to actually be helping out and doing things and being out there for everything, like, it was exciting. It was like a dream come true. It was amazing. I mean, I have no words. I can keep going words. I don't have words.
Right.
I do have, but it was really dope. And above all, I was just proud, you know, to see her, because she was really, really, really working hard to get to this point, and for the album to finally be out, and for her to be out and about and connecting with the fans, and, you know, because these are the people who are supporting her. These are the people who buying the records. It was just a dope week. It was really exciting.
Right. And not to forget, because you tend to forget, but your birthday was also the day that the album came out.
That was the most
dope. I was like, I think she did that for silence. I definitely did. And I know everybody is telling you that, but I think she did.
Everybody keeps saying that, but no, that was crazy. Like, I was like, wow. It's almost like, you know what? We supposed to be working together. We supposed to be, you know, friends or whatever. Like, that was crazy. That was dope. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better birthday gift.
Right. And that you and Brandy's relationship is meant to be. I mean, how you mentioned, you guys had, you know, exchanged numbers, then lost contact, and then somehow found each other. It's meant. You know, that it was meant to be. And the release coming out the day that it did, getting pushed back previously, that all happened for a particular reason.
You about to be preaching on here.
I mean, I tend to preach on this show all the damn time, so everybody knows when they listen to an interview with me, and I'm talking to whoever the case might be, that I'm preaching. I just go in and keep it real, because you just have to.
I feel you. That's what's up.
So finally, you had the True Exclusives event, relaunch party, like I mentioned, like a gazillion times, but it seems like it was a really great success. I mean, you had India Arie come out to do the tribute for Brandy. You had Brandy perform. You had Olivia come. You know, let's just talk about the event in general.
Well, the event was a long time coming. I feel like I've been planning for this event about 2-3 years. And, you know, sometimes, I'm going to keep it real, I have a fear of being great. I have a fear of being exactly what I see in my mind, or, you know, because when you dream big and it's finally happening, that's a lot. That's a lot. And sometimes you're not ready, or sometimes, like, I don't want to say I'm shy, but, you know, my name is silent. I keep to myself. I don't really...
Right.
You know, I don't really bother people. I don't, you know, so long story short, I just put all my fears aside. This year, a lot of things have been changing in my life for the better. Mm-hmm. And I've just been doing a lot of things I never expected to do. Some I did expect to do. And there are things I've been doing that I'm just like, really? I did that? Like, I would have never done this a year ago.
Right.
And so with the event, I said I was having it this year, and I did not have a clue how I was going to have it. I didn't know where I was going to have it. I didn't know who was going to be on it. But I said, I'm going to have it this year, and Brandy's going to be in it. That's all I knew. So I basically spoke it into existence. I connected with Love Jones, New York City, and Jay Harris, and they were big help. You know what I mean? They helped in ways that I'm so grateful to them. I'm so grateful to the sponsors. Kempire Radio, he been amazing as well.
Right.
You know, because, you know, you can't really make moves by yourself.
Oh, no.
You know, and so they were a big help. And I also, since it was the week of the 211 release, I wanted to take that opportunity to honor Brandy because, you know, just as a friend and as a supporter,
right.
I feel like she doesn't always get the recognition she deserves.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wanted to put something special together for her so she can see, you know, what she made an impact in this industry. Like,
right.
And that speech India Arie gave, that was like on the money. Like, you don't even know. Like, you just don't even know. But her seeing India Arie up there, I think it kind of opened her eyes a little more, you know, like, you know. And I just really wanted to honor her. Even though it was supposed to be my day and my relaunch and all of that, you know, I definitely wanted to take an opportunity to celebrate her and celebrate her impact in the industry and just in the world in general. And then, of course, her album 211, which is in stores right now.
Right. Which means y'all need to go get that. I definitely, what was it, on Friday, totally bought another copy. Tuesday and Friday, bought copies. I got to get at least 2 more.
That's what I like to hear.
Because I'll tell you, and I have a friend, and he was, he did a subtweet. I don't even care that I mentioned it on the air and to you right now. But he said, he had tweeted, he's like, oh, I don't understand how somebody is now on Brandy and that becomes Brandy's #1 fan when they weren't even liking her music when it was that real music. I was like, what? Wow. I'm like, you should get, like, punched in the face for that. And I was like, first of all, when I was younger, I really didn't listen to R&B like that. Like, I listened to, because I had switched over from the music that I listened to. I was like, one minute it was hip-hop, then it was rap, then it was pop. So when Brandy was, I mean, like, I listened to Brandy, but I never had, like, actual CDs. I was still rocking with cassettes when cassettes still were out. Wow. So I'm like, you idiot. I'm like, I'm still going to support one of my favorite artists because Brandy is just ill, period. Like, the thing is about Brandy, and I just want to say this real quick, like, she's very underrated, and people need to really give her due props, and you did, and that's what's up. I just don't understand why people don't understand when an artist is making a successful comeback. You've got to support them and give them the recognition they deserve. Not because, you know, they're coming back, but for the loyalty of you liking that artist and how hot it is. Because I tell you right now, Silent, I bumped 211 going to work, coming from. I'm probably going to turn it on when I get off the air and everything. Like, I am dead upstairs. Like, that's all I'm listening to right now because it's that hot.
It is that hot, and I need everybody to know that it's that hot. So they need to cop that. You know, we ain't playing. She got the #1 urban song in the country right now. She's #1 R&B album, #2 across the board. I mean, come on. Why people sleeping? Like, get up.
And that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, stop sleeping on her greatness. You said that you were a fan of her music back then. Well, why are you sleeping now? Like, people bother me. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I need to be that I need to be tweeting at 4 a.m. while you do your stuff. 4 a.m. tweets got me thinking about stuff. I'd be like,
sometimes people just need to take a nap, but eventually the alarm clock will awaken them. So it's only a matter of time. I ain't even worried about people like that.
Yeah.
Right now, we just focusing on the love she's getting and the people who are supporting, and there's a lot of it out there. So I'm grateful for that and appreciative for that.
All right. So let's gear back to True Exclusives, because with the relaunch of it, you did a new complete site, new logo, new everything, and I was like, whoa. Because I wasn't expecting that. I was not thinking that the logo was going to be silver. Now, what made you want to go with that color scheme? Because that's different.
I think the logo was simple yet impactful. I liked. For me, it almost looked like a wrecking company logo, which that might be on the horizon. But I think the silver just. It wasn't too much thought into it, honestly, but I do feel like it just gave like a boom. You know what I mean? Like, look, we ain't going nowhere. Because there's a lot of people out there who think, I hear things from people and I read some of the subtweets from other bloggers or, I just choose not to respond. It's not that I don't see it, because I see it and I hear it. But I just ignore it, and it's just kind of, the relaunch is kind of my way to let everybody know we just starting. Like, don't get it twisted.
Right.
This is not a game. So, yeah, I was excited about all that, and I love the new logo. I love the new look, and we got a few new segments coming out. Can't really say because, people want to steal your ideas and stuff.
But I'm not going to let you say any of them.
It's coming real soon before the year's over. Yeah, I'll see. I'm particularly excited about something called the Green Room.
Yeah,
so
I am
definitely.
Too. I'm curious to know what that is all about. It seems like something that's going to be dope.
Yeah. Nobody's doing that right now, so I think that is going to be real dope.
So what other things do you have going on right now that you can talk about?
Right now, I'm just focusing on the True Exclusive relaunch, and of course, working with Brandy and working this 211 project. That's my main focus. And I don't want to get in trouble. There's just a lot, especially with the 211 thing. There's a lot of things we're working on, and a lot of. Because I know in the beginning the fans were always tweeting, like, what's going on? Y'all taking long, and the video, and we don't see no promo. And it's like, just be patient. It's coming, and it's coming. And now she's everywhere. So, to the stars, I just say, relax. Just because none of us are talking or none of us are saying anything, it doesn't mean we're not working on something. If anything, when we're most quiet is when something's about to come. So, you won't be disappointed this era, especially not with me on the team, because I'm definitely giving ideas and, things like that. We're all working together as a collective bunch. So I'm excited to see what comes out of that. Like, I'm excited every day. Every day, I'm just like, I'm literally living my wildest dreams right now. No pun intended. But, yeah.
That's what's up, bro. And I definitely can tell, because I see, like going back to the whole thing with the pictures, I can see that you're, like, really, really happy and excited about everything that's going on. I do peep that. I do notice that. And I even see it in your tweets.
Oh, I'm glad that comes off. Because, what's ironic about that, yesterday, there's a thing online called LiveJournal, and somehow me and my friend were talking, and she was like, oh, we should go read our old posts or whatever. Then this was like from 2004 to 2006. Oh, wow. I was such a depressed guy. Like, I was so... angry at the world and depressed, and you know, you just think nothing's ever going to happen, nothing's ever going to change, and you're never going to accomplish your goals or your dreams. But if you keep going and you keep just focusing on the prize, you'll get there eventually. Like, I always try to tell people, like, most times my last tweet will be, dream bigger than big and wake up to make it a reality. And it's the truth. I don't like people who say don't dream. Don't dreaming is for losers, or don't sleep. I'll sleep when I die. No. If you don't sleep, first of all, you're going to die early because you need sleep. You need to rejuvenate your mind. You need to get those thoughts working. So I say dream and just wake up and make it a reality. And it's not hard. All you need is you, because I didn't have people supporting me. I didn't really have my family support. They didn't believe, you know, because a lot of people don't think this is possible.
Right.
But it really is. I don't know what it was within me, but it was something. And I had some bad days. There were times, you know, I ain't even going to front. I would be crying because it's like, what's going on? You know, what's my purpose? Why am I here? Like, what's the point? It's wasting my time. But no, please stay focused and never stop believing in yourself, and just keep it going. Just keep it going, because eventually something's got to give.
That's true, and I'm glad that you're real enough as a man to say that, you know, you've had those moments where you're like, you know, what's my purpose of being here? And you've cried about that, because there's a lot of people that won't admit to that stuff, and they have. And they're like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Only bitches cry, stuff like that. You know how God can get, and that's just what, once again, it bothers me.
Yeah, I keep it real no matter what. If y'all follow me on Twitter, or even if you don't, I'm letting you know I have no problem keeping it real. Like, ain't nobody got time to be saying I don't do this, I don't do that. Please.
Right.
Crying is an emotion. Everybody has every emotion possible, so I don't give a damn what they say.
Yeah, that's true. I don't believe that stuff neither. Like, I'll see tweets and people like, oh, I'm not going to cry about this. And be like, yeah, they crying while they tweeting. Just put it in the bag, as my girl Kalina would say. Put it in the bag. Like,
hilarious.
But all right, Silent, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show and just, you know, talking about everything that you have going on, giving us a little bit of insight with you, you know, coming into the game and stuff like that. Like, I would have never expected, you know, hear these different things. And let me just tell you, for somebody that has been noticing your work for a while, and like I said, you probably don't remember me from the first time we connected, but no one does. I didn't change my Twitter name. Somebody deleted my Twitter. I done got red hair. I'm definitely going to say I am proud of you and all the work that you do. It never doesn't go unnoticed.
Well, I definitely appreciate that, and you know, I'm receiving the love, and I'm giving it back. That's why I'm here, and anytime, just let me know.
Right, absolutely.
Keep doing your thing too, because I've been noticing you.
Oh, thanks. Sometimes I don't think people be noticing at all, because I be doing this stuff one man myself. I be like, who will notice?
People will notice, and trust me.
That's good. That's good. Speaking of which, did you hear the review, the concert review, and the 211 album review we did?
Yes, I did. Not all of it. I heard about maybe 82%, because I downloaded it to my iPod. But you know, anybody who's showing love to Brandy and what she does is appreciated. So
right. Well, not a problem. I mean, like I told you, I support, you know, artists, period, that I've loved since I was a kid, and definitely give my all support to those who are making a comeback.
That's what's up.
Got to. So what is the social sites where people can follow you, and what's your website as well?
Well, my website is TrueExclusives.com, which is TrueExclusives.com. You can follow me at Twitter